agreement. Today, indeed, the Philippines and Japan enjoy a strong and vibrant relationship, sharing a reverence for democratic values and a common vision for a peaceful and prosperous future. While Japan has long been our foremost development and trade partner, it is only now that the deepening of defense and security ties for both countries tackles the complex security challenges of our region. In 2020, the Philippines ordered 3 fixed and 1 mobile long-range air surveillance radar from Japan for 5.5 billion pesos. Japan is also the supplier of many PCG or Philippine Coast Guard ships, including patrol ships BRP Melchora Aquino and BRP Teresa Magbanwa, both of which were delivered to the Philippines in 2022. Earlier this year, the Philippines finalized its order for another 5 97-meter Coast Guard vessels from Japan, financed through the Japanese Official Development Assistance Loan, or ODA. Furthermore, it should be noted with pride that the Philippines is the first recipient of military aid under the new Official Security Assistance Program in Japan, when in November 2023, the Armed Forces of the Philippines received a $4 million grant from Japan to enhance the country's coastal security capabilities. This is on top of the Advanced Air Surveillance Radar System delivered to the Philippines in October of 2023 and the Mobile Radar System delivered in April of 2024, all part of the air surveillance purchased by the country from Japan for 5.5 billion in 2020. Let us note also that a mere 2 days ago, a second grant under 2024 of similar non-lethal equipment from the Official Security Assistance was again given by Japan to be released in March of next year. The Japanese surveillance radars are expected to significantly boost the Philippines' air domain awareness in the South China Sea and also provide the potential to create an ADA, or air domain awareness network extending approximately 3,000 nautical miles from the Japanese archipelago to the Philippines, if the two countries' systems can be linked in the future. This surely should dissuade any air power's projections and intentions in the Pacific. With more and more security equipment and vital defense assets being sourced from Japan, the next phase would be expedited by this proposed reciprocal agreement. In the close collaboration between the two countries is the regular holding of joint exercises to further enhance interoperability and foster capability building. Last July 2024, the Philippines and Japan signed the agreement between the Republic of the Philippines and Japan concerning the facilitation of reciprocal access and cooperation between the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Self-Defense Forces of Japan, otherwise known as the RAA. This RAA aims to deepen defense cooperation between the Philippines and Japan and enhance the interoperability between the armed forces of both sides, providing the legal framework for carrying out mutually determined cooperative activities. The RAA will facilitate the conduct of more in-depth practical military cooperation and exercises, joint training, disaster relief, and logistical support between the two countries. The agreement also outlines the privileges that will be accorded to the visiting force and their civilian component in the context of entry and departure, importation and exportation, consistent with domestic laws and regulations. In addition, the RAA contains provisions on access, movement, professional practice of the visiting force, and their civilian component while in the receiving state. Learning from our previous country agreements, we have provided safeguards, and they are embedded in the RAA firmly and completely. Foremost, Article 3 of the RAA provides that it is the duty of the visiting force and civilian counterpart and the members thereof to respect the laws and regulations of the receiving state. It emphasizes as well that the visiting force and the civilian component must abstain from any political activity within the receiving state. Moreover, to eliminate any doubt and suspicion that the RAA may one day become a surreptitious basis for the permanent presence of foreign troops in the country, Section 3 of Article 8 of the RAA explicitly declares that the agreement shall not be construed as providing a basis for a party to establish its military facilities in the territory of the other party. To underscore the primacy of each country's command over its own personnel, Article 21 of RAA provides that members of the visiting force and the civilian component shall remain at all times under the national command and overall control of the sending state. Furthermore, to address concerns about possible cultural and environmental impacts of military exercises, Article 20 of the RAA outlines the guidelines for environmental protection, respect for cultural indigenous peoples' heritage, human health and safety in the conduct of cooperative activities. This is a provision which was insisted upon by the Philippine side during negotiations and acceded to by the Japanese. When it comes to criminal jurisdiction over members of visiting force or its civilian component, the RAA makes it clear that the receiving state shall have a primary right to exercise jurisdiction over the members of the visiting force, including their civilian component, for offenses committed within the receiving state, except if such offenses pertain solely to the property or security of the sending state. The persons or property of the other members of the visiting force or its civilian component, or if such offense rose out of any act or omission in the performance of official duties. Indeed, the RAA is an important move in a long series of steps required for the Philippines to ultimately achieve a credible defense posture through capability building opportunities that will facilitate and enhance interoperability that we should achieve with a trustworthy partner. The RAA will undoubtedly improve the standing, the morale, and the combat readiness of the AFP. All these without surrendering any portion of our sovereignty or becoming subservient to any foreign power. In the words of the Japanese Prime Minister Kishido Fumio, Japan and the Philippines are now experiencing an excellent relationship. We call it the golden age for Japan and the Philippines. Perhaps my father's prescient notion has indeed come to pass, that it is true that those we fought most valiantly are now our closest allies and friends. Hence, I now ask for the concurrence of this collegial body in the agreement between the Republic of the Philippines and Japan concerning the facilitation of the reciprocal access and cooperation between the armed forces of the Philippines and the self-defense forces of Japan. Thank you, Mr. President and honored colleagues.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, next to deliver a co-sponsorship speech is none other than Senator Joel Villanueva.
Senator Villanueva is recognized. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Mr. President, dear colleagues, at the outset, please allow me to take this opportunity to express my sincerest gratitude and appreciation to the chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Relations, Senator Amy Marcos, for her hard work and her swift action on the Senate's concurrence to this important agreement. Mr. President, we also like to thank and acknowledge the presence of our Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Gibo Chodoro, who actually helped this representation and the Senate Committee.
Sino susunod pa dyan? Magsasalita? Boss? Sino pa?
Security concerns, Mr. President. The agreement,
Pang
Mr.
ilan ka?
President, between the Republic of the Philippines and
Lagay mo
Japan
kahit sa dulo.
facilitation of reciprocal access and cooperation
Boss, ha?
between the armed forces of the Philippines and the self-defense forces of Japan demonstrates our common desire to further deepen the security and defense relationship between our two great countries. Mr. President, for 68 years since the establishment of our diplomatic relations, Japan has been a reliable ally in promoting regional and global peace and stability and forwarding an international order that is based on the rule of law. As we have relayed Mr. President, to the Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio during his visit in November 2023. And just recently, to Ambassador Endo Kazuya, this representation puts on record our strong support for the ratification of the Reciprocal Access Agreement. So, President, this agreement will simplify the process of Japan's self-defense forces and the AFP to bring troops and equipment into each other's countries and make it easier to conduct joint drills. It will also allow our soldiers to undergo joint combat trainings with their counterparts from Japan, further enhancing our defense cooperation. Said agreement will empower and upskill our forces as they defend our country and preserve our territorial integrity. We are also expecting improved cooperation with Japan in other areas such as disaster relief, etc. The ratification of this agreement is timely as we are, admittedly, at a critical juncture in our young nation's history when our beloved country continues to be vulnerable to unlawful, coercive, and aggressive activities that threaten our territory and even the lives and livelihood of our people. Ultimately, Mr. President, this agreement and every agreement that we enter into puts the interests of the Filipino people front and center. Again, Mr. President, we convey our deepest gratitude to the Japanese government and the Japanese people for their sincere, reliable, and enduring friendship. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo, at pagpalain tayo lahat ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
Thank you, Senator Joel, Majority Leader.
Mr. President, next to deliver a co-sponsorship speech is Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri.
Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I stand here today to co-sponsor the agreement between the Philippines and Japan concerning the facilitation of a reciprocal access and cooperation between the armed forces of the Philippines and the self-defense forces of Japan, or the Reciprocal Access Agreement, or RAA, as we call it. As I said during the Committee on Foreign Affairs hearing chaired by Senator Amy Marcos just last Monday, I have long been pushing for the Philippine and Japanese governments to seal this RAA. First, in discussions with our good friend, former Japanese Ambassador Koshikawa Kazuhiko, way back in 2022. I raised the idea with President Marcos not long after, and then again in succeeding meetings with former Prime Minister Fumio Kishida himself during our official visits to Japan over the past 2 years. And I'm hoping that my staff can also upload the picture of our historic meeting with the good former Prime Minister. Last year, we even had the honor of inviting the former Prime Minister to deliver a historic joint session of Congress, and where he announced the commencement of formal negotiations on the RAA as part of our strategic cooperation in the areas of security and defense. Mr. President, we share a long history with Japan, a complicated one to be sure, but from this history, we have built a strong and enduring friendship. And today, we stand as key strategic partners with a shared interest in upholding peace and stability, freedom of navigation, and international law in the Asia-Pacific region. This makes us perfect candidates for military cooperation between the AFP and the Japan Self-Defense Forces, or the JSDF. And we stand to benefit greatly from this agreement in our efforts to improve and modernize our armed forces. In this globalized age, we cannot afford to be insular. We cannot grow by keeping to ourselves and refusing to expand our experience and our capabilities to engagement with other like-minded countries. In this spirit, Mr. President, I believe that we have to approach military cooperation with the same openness that we do with trade partnerships and cultural exchanges, only with stricter terms of engagement in order to protect our people and our natural resources. To this end, the agreement lays down strong safeguards for the protection of our environment, cultural and indigenous peoples' heritage, and human health and safety. It also makes clear that we have criminal jurisdiction over members of the visiting force should they commit any criminal offenses within our territory. With these safeguards in place, we have the groundwork to build a healthy relationship between our countries in general and the AFP and the Joint Japanese Self-Defense Forces in particular. With this RAA, we can look forward to heightened interoperability for military vessels and equipment that we acquired from Japan, and are still acquiring, as a matter of fact, as we speak, Mr. President. And we can strengthen our modernization and capacity building efforts through joint military exercises with them. But beyond this, my dear colleagues, I am particularly keen on taking advantage of this RAA to boost our country's disaster preparedness efforts. Like us, Japan is famously disaster-prone country. But unlike us, they have developed a masterful whole-of-government approach to disaster mitigation, in which their self-defense forces play a huge role, and of course, the Japan Self-Defense Forces is unmatched when it comes to disaster preparedness, disaster management, and rescue operations, to the point where disaster response has become nearly as important a function for them as external defense and security. So we have a lot to learn from them in this regard. And if you can see, Mr. President, this picture that we had in Japan, where we were with Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator J.B. Ejercito, yours truly, of course, then Majority Floor Leader Joel Villanueva, Senator Sani Angara, Senator Amy Marcos, the sponsor of the measure, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Grace Poe, and Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Yes, Senator Binay ka pala. She's the one in the corner there. Natakpan ni Senator Joel. And of course, our ambassador, Ambassador Milen Garcia Albano. This RAA, my dear colleagues, is an instrumental document solidifying our strategic partnership with Japan and paving the way for even deeper bilateral cooperation in the future. Suffice to say, Mr. President, Japan is indeed our best friend in the region. If we have a best friend, it is Japan. When it comes to cultural exchanges, defense exchanges of material, as well as one of the biggest ODA, Overseas Development Assistance Funds, given to any country, Mr. President. Kaya mahal na mahal po natin sila dahil mahal na mahal po nila tayo. So, my dear colleagues, as such, I hope that we have the support of our colleagues in the approval of this agreement. Thank you very much. Mabuhay po ang sama natin sa Japan, of course, and our country, the Republic of the Philippines. Mabuhay.
Thank you, Senator Subiri, Majority Leader.
Mr. President, next to co-sponsor the measure is our Majority Leader, Senator Francis Tevin. I move that he recognized.
Majority Leader, the Majority Leader is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, my full and unwavering support to this agreement goes back in the early stages of its negotiations. The reciprocal access agreement between Japan and the Philippines is the first in Asia, and the realization of this representation's earlier proposal to conduct a multilateral show of maritime security cooperation with our allies and neighboring countries. The agreement under consideration, Mr. President, Japan-Philippines RAA, will facilitate the implementation of cooperative activities between the Philippines and Japan, such as joint exercises and disaster relief operations, and improve interoperability between the forces of the two countries. By establishing clear procedures and defining the legal status of both forces, we're not only strengthening our military capabilities, but also reinforcing our strategic partnership with Japan. The Philippines stands at a crucial juncture in the Indo-Pacific region. By sharing fundamental values and principles with our Japanese counterparts, we can promote peace and stability while also ensuring the safety of our maritime domain. As a staunch advocate of multilateralism, I believe this agreement extends beyond mere military cooperation. It likewise presents a unique opportunity to activate existing agreements with Japan, especially that would promote and foster growth and development among our fisher folks. Towards this end, this representation proposes during its implementation the inclusion of mechanisms that will facilitate the transfer of advanced fisheries technology from Japan to our local fishing communities. This collaboration can ensure the sustainable use of our maritime resources and enhance the livelihoods of our fishermen through international cooperation. Mr. President, ultimately, our primary objective remains the well-being, security, and safety of our people. This agreement is a crucial step toward achieving that goal, and I'm proud to lend my support to it. I look forward to our collective efforts in advancing this very important initiative for our nation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Majority Leader.
Mr. President, the following would like to have their sponsorship speeches inserted in the records. Senator Lauren Leganta, Senator J.D. Ejercito, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, and Senator Nancy Ginay,
Including this presentation, Majority Leader.
including Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Mr. President, Senator Pia Cayetano would like to issue a short manifestation. I move that she be recognized.
Book launching ko, ha?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Dapat nandun ka bukas. Lahat ng mga kapatid natin nandun.
Yes, boss.
In expressing support for this measure.
Your wish is my command, boss.
Far-reaching effects on peace and security in the region.
Ano po?
Nandun ka sa libro.
Okay, boss.
Sustainable growth of our country. So I would like to be the co-sponsor of this measure.
Now, future senator. Now, senator.
Thank you, Senator Pia.
Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Yes, last to make a manifestation, Mr. President. Sorry, Mr. Senator Robin Hood Padilla.